George Walker Bush was born on July 6, 1946, in New Haven, Connecticut. He served as the 46th governor of Texas from 1995 to 2000 and as the 43rd President of the United States from 2001 to 2009. His personal political stance was conservative, and he wanted to restore traditional and religious values to the U.S. as a nation. Bush won the 2000 election by portraying himself as a family man and compassionate conservative. On September 11, 2001, everything changed for American society. 2 planes hit the Twin Towers, 1 plane hit the Pentagon, and 1 plane hit a Pennsylvania field after the passengers overtook the hijackers. It's the most devastating terror attack that has ever happened on American soil to date. And as a response to this, documents like the Patriot Act went into effect. Bush's official response was a war on terrorism. Bush requests special powers from Congress to use military force anywhere in the world. We won quickly and efficiently. However, the leader of the terrorist organization, bin Laden, escaped. In 2002, temporary assistance for needy families was scheduled to be reauthorized. Conservatives wanted to reduce spending, and liberals wanted to increase spending and increase the number of persons that were covered. The temporary assistance to needy families was not reauthorized until spring due to disagreements in Congress, and the reauthorized bill did not change significantly, which was surprising given Republicans had the majority in the House and the Senate. Bush later focused on Iraq, demanding the removal of their superweapons. He used political tact to say Democrats were soft on terrorism, and his approval rating steadily increased. Seeing that there was not going to be a resolution, Bush decided to invade Iraq in 2003. The entire mission was a failure, and public opinion turned sour quickly. When Iraq needed rebuilding, most nations wanted the United Nations to be in charge. However, Bush said, "We got this." We most certainly did not have it. For domestic policy, a tax cut was enacted in 2003. However, Democrats and moderate Republicans worked together to lower the size of the cuts. Republicans won the 2004 elections by narrow margins, only because citizens were still scared of terrorist attacks, and they knew Bush would protect America against such an event because of his strong stance against terrorism. In 2005, America suffered the worst natural disaster in American history, known as Hurricane Katrina. She hit New Orleans in Mississippi on August 29, 2005. 15,000 residents in the New Orleans area were unable to follow the mandatory evacuation procedure. Hurricane Katrina was responsible for severe flooding and widespread property damage. The Federal Emergency Management Agency's response was a complete disaster. They were unable to respond effectively or efficiently. The entire situation was completely unacceptable to standards that have been set. Michael Brown is to blame for FEMA's inability to respond to Hurricane Katrina effectively. The reconstruction of New Orleans was handled poorly. Immigrant workers were abused. There were failing standards, and the Occupational Safety and Health Administration standards were sidelined for the time being of the reconstruction. The 2007 build-up to the election showed progress that America was advancing because this was the first time that we were likely to get either a woman or an African American for president. In summary, the highs for George Bush's presidency include increased federal spending on education. He included tax concessions for low-income Americans. He increased America's HIV and AIDS benefit, and he added prescription drugs to the Medicare program. The lows for his presidency are that domestic accomplishments were inferior to previous presidents. His foreign policy was highly controversial. The conservative government that he set out to create was breaking up, and liberals were gaining ground in the 2006 elections and would easily win the 2008 elections.